Hi, I'm Terry Stewart with the Purdue Animal Sciences Department. I also serve in the role as the Secretary Treasurer for the Indiana Beef Evaluation Program that provides the bull testing services for the state of Indiana and a few surrounding states. I wanted to talk today a little bit about the information that we present in our sale catalogs to help you interpret that information and be able to use it to identify bulls that would work best for you and your herd. First thing to keep in mind is there's a lot of information available on the bulls, and what you really need to do is to decide which traits are those most important to you. Focus on the things that really need improvement in your herd, those one or two key things. As you talk with people about herd improvement, it's easy to say, yeah, you end up with 10 or 15 things on the list, but what are the two or three things that are really most key to you? And you might think about, are you going to be using this bull predominantly to provide replacement daughters, or are you going to be using to provide sons that will go out into the feedlot and on to be slaughtered for carcasses? If you look in our sale catalog, you'll find a section that provides the performance information on each bull. In general, within the block of data, the upper half of the data is phenotypic performance data, and the lower half of the data is EPDs for relevant traits. I'm going to go through the traits that are available and talk a little bit about how you'll use them in your breeding program and making decisions. First, right up at the top of the chart, you'll see that we have something called total stars and performance index. The performance index is made up of the weight per day of age of the calf, as well as the average daily gain while they were on test at the IBEP facilities. We put those two together and then calculate that as a ratio to the average. Bulls that are in the upper 2/3 for this index are then eligible for sale. So the bulls that are presented for sale will be the better performing bulls in the group. Once the bull has been determined eligible for sale, we use what we call total stars to determine the sale order. The total stars are based upon the EPDs of the 7 primary performance traits that are available across all the breeds that are involved in the test. What we do is we go to the breed association and get the distributions for each EPD, so we can determine which quartile the bull's performance would rank in. A bull that ranks in the top 25% for a trait such as weaning weight or maternal milk would get 4 stars, indicating they're in the top quartile. A bull that is in the bottom quartile will only get 1 star, and of course any bull then that has a score of 1 or 2 would be below average. Any bull that has stars of 3 or 4 will be above average. We then add all these stars together for all 7 performance traits and have what we call the total stars. The sale order is then based on the bull that has total stars. There's potentially 28 stars total. You'll see that this particular bull has 24 stars available, meaning that he's a good bull. He ranks well for all the traits, but is not in the top quartile for all 7 traits. So let's go through some of the other data that's available. You'll see in the upper right-hand corner we start out with birth information. This would be very important for people that are emphasizing calving ease and their herd. And most people we see in our sale, calving ease is really an important trait to the buyers of Indiana bulls. Start out, you have the birth weight. Then there would be whether the calving ease score of that individual bull, whether he was an unassisted birth or whether he had have a slight pull, or whether he had been even up to a C-section would be listed. Below that, you'll see the 205-day performance of the bull in terms of his adjusted weight, the percentile ranking within his contemporary group, and then the number of animals in that contemporary group. On the example page that's provided, the bull actually had an adjusted weight of 779 pounds, but he only ranked in the top 82% of the herd. So there were a few bulls that were even heavier than he was. However, in that particular contemporary group, there were only 4 bulls that provided data. Moving over, then, you'll see the performance data relative to the growing test that occurred at the test station. There would be the arrival weight of the bull and the in-test weight of the bull. We then have his adjusted yearling weight. Sometimes the adjusted yearling weight may be larger or smaller than the in-test weight, realizing that the bull may be of different age. And also, if you look at the Beef Improvement Federation formula for calculating adjusted weight, dam age goes into that calculation. Bulls that had young dams would have their weight increased because of the lower maternal ability. Below the 365-day weight, you'll see the average daily gain on test of that bull, and then next to that in parentheses will be his percentile rank. So on the example, the bull averaged 4.69 pounds per day while on test, and that was 15% above average. So he had a ratio of 115, meaning that his growth rate was 15% above an average bull that would have a ratio of 100. Weight per day of age is just actually the age of the weight of the bull divided by his age in days. And so this particular bull had a 3.98 weight per day of age, which put him 20% above average. So a very high growth bull is being represented in this example data set. The frame score is then listed as well as the adjusted 365-day scrotal circumference. Frame score will give you an idea of the overall structural height of the animal. Frame scores 5 are considered to be moderate. As you go up to 7s and 9s, they would be extremely tall, and things below 5 would be shorter animals. The scrotal circumference is provided as an indication of fertility. A bull that has a yearling scrotal circumference of 32 centimeters or less would be of suspect fertility, and in fact, bulls that have they would not be allowed to participate in the IBEP sale. The example bull has a scrotal circumference of 39, meaning that he has very good testicular development, and there would be no concern about his reproductive capability. All the IBEP bulls have been evaluated for breeding soundness. They were shown to be fertile, having sufficient semen count at the end of the performance test.